I've always kind of known I wanted to be into politics, and like as an Indigenous person, it's really hard to navigate how to get into it, especially coming from a small community that's been heavily affected by the climate crisis. My name is Skw'akw'as Moore, which translates to sunshine. I was in Senator Mary Coyle's office within the Senate of Canada, and now I'm working with ELC on committee research.
My name is Christopher Chan. I am working with MP Gord Johns, Member of Parliament for Courtenay Alberni. So I was working as a biologist out in Alberta. I worked in the mountain parks, so Banff and Jasper, doing work on glacial recession and stream ecology. My background is very science-based and academic, which I think offers benefits, but also limited me in understanding what sort of solutions were necessary. This is the idea of intersectionality in climate, or the idea that climate is not just a scientific issue, it's a people issue because it affects people.
Why I applied? Indigenous voices are needed in this sector in government, and I kind of knew what I was getting myself into with it being a colonial space, and I want to make that space safer for Indigenous youth. So I was like, I'm going to take that first step. I'm going to jump a little.
I got to work on a private member's bill. I got to go through the entire process from figuring out what that was, how I could write that, or get that together, because it involves a lot of stakeholders. It involves understanding how the House of Commons administration works. It involves navigating all of this and bringing all of those pieces together.
I joined the program to learn more of the legislative side of climate policy to better work on international work. And now that I know more of the processes and the steps on regulations and even bills, I think taking that to the international side could really open things up and more cooperation between the two, because it's quite siloed.
I'm coming here to the Hill as an outsider. No one in my family has ever engaged in politics before because it wasn't safe to. And so it's weird coming to this space, which is unlike any other workplace in the country, for better or for worse. So to do it with other people who are also coming from an outsider perspective, I've learned so much from you and from everyone else. I love when we all hang out together outside of the program,
because it's a unique experience that we have each other to share with, and you don't always get that. And even on weeks that we don't do debriefs, we still go and debrief with each other because we're something happened. We need to share it. We need to get it off our chest. And not everyone knows what those experiences are like. So having a cohort, having a group of people who are going through a similar process, not the same, it's very grounding, and it just makes you feel like a little community.